Righty, so we're kicking it off with a bench press. We're starting laying down pinkies on the little rings on the bar that you'll see when you lay under a bar. Then we're going to simply hold it up and then press. That's it. Nice and controlled. Nice controlled press. That's brilliant. Going to be aiming for 3 sets of 8 on the bench press. Right, moving on to the next one. Seated cable row. I'm going to adjust the weight. I'm going to grab the handles and we're going to sit back a little bit so we get a little bit of resistance. We're going to pull into our belly button, staying nice and upright. Staying nice and upright, pulling into our belly button, squeezing our shoulder blades together, squeezing our lats together. Imagine we've got a pencil in between them shoulder blades. You want to squeeze. If you want to make it even more difficult as well, hold that squeeze for a little bit longer and feel the burn, baby, feel the burn. Next up, the shoulder press. No weight on it for the demo, so we always want to make sure here that our shoulders are in line with the handlebars, which is what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm nice and in line. Keep my back nice and flat to that seat while I press up. Nice and controlled. We're not rushing. Nice and controlled movement. Like so. Next up, the lat pull down. Again, making sure we're at a decent weight where it's a bit challenging for the newcomers watching. The safest bet is always start off nice and light. If in doubt, start off nice and light. If it feels too light, you can always go up. Never want to start off too heavy because you could chance an injury. So we're putting it down here, driving them elbows down, nice and controlled. Pulling the handles towards our chest and then getting a nice stretch on the way out. Feeling them lats expand. You'll feel a really good stretch if you do this. Again, if you want to make it more difficult, hold the movement, slow it right down, and feel that stretch. Next up, the rear delt fly. Putting the weight in, adjusting the seat. So the little tip of this one is we want to sit so our shoulders are in line with them top handles. Then we're going to move our arms backwards in a nice controlled fashion, working on our rear delts here, which is, for anyone new, the back part of your shoulder. Focusing on that contraction, nice and slow, and nice and controlled on the way around. Quick transition over. And we're now about to do the peg deck machine. Yep, we are. I believe we are. So with this one, of course, the seat is already adjusted, but we want our chest to be in line with them bottom handles. As you can see, I'm grabbing here. When pulling in, bringing both arms in at the same time, squeezing them biceps together. Trying to squeeze them biceps together. Bring them biceps in as close as we can. Exaggerate that squeeze on the chest. Straight arms, straight as possible, and allow a little bit of bend in our arms on the way out. Next up, I'm just showing you guys how to adjust the cable machine. Oh, and on goes the cable bicep curl. So we're up, nice and controlled. We're keeping our elbows nice and flush to the side of our body. Not letting them move. You can see we're not letting them move at all. We're going to focus on a good squeeze on the way up and a lovely stretch on the way down. Nice and controlled. Again, if you want to increase the intensity of this, either up the weight or hold on to that squeeze a little longer and make sure you get that good stretch. Right, I'm putting the ropes on and we are on to tricep exercise. Cable push down with this one. Again, elbows nice and flush to the body. When we come up, we're coming up to about a 90-degree angle, as you can see with my hands here. When we pull down, the ropes are going wider, and when we come up, the ropes are coming narrow. Again, no further than 90 degrees. We want to keep that muscle under as much tension as possible. Onto the lower day, kicking it off with some kettlebell squats. 3 sets of 8 to 12 here. Nice and controlled. Get nice and low. Feet shoulder width apart. Keeping our core engaged. Nice and upright. Keeping our back straight. And some good depth in them squats. And here's it from the side angle. So we want to be at least at 90 degrees. Again, keeping our feet shoulder width apart. Onto the leg press. Adjusting the seat. Want to be nice and close for this one. Our knees up. Nice and close to us. Making sure our feet and our shoulders are aligned before we press. We're going to press, and when we press, we're going to make sure we don't overextend our legs. On this leg press, it's not as bad, and the chance of injury is less, but we always want to make sure we don't lock them knees out, especially on the 45-degree leg press. With the leg curl, a little tip for sitting, we want to make sure, as you can see, backs of my knees are nice and close to the seat. Before I put my legs up, then I put my legs up, and it should only be your heels hanging over the bottom part. And we're driving our heels towards our glutes. Make sure we get a good squeeze on that downward phase of the movement. If you want to make this more difficult, hold it as well. Onto the leg extension. Adjusting the seat again. Similar process with the sitting position. And make sure the backs of your knees are tucked into that part of the seat. As you can see, like mine here, simply going to adjust it, bring it down. We're adjusting the foot adjustment here, so our feet are round the pad enough. Grabbing onto the handles and driving our legs up. Focusing on that squeeze on the way up. You should feel this in your quads. You want to make it more difficult again, hold the movement, slow it down, or you could isolate the hamstring by doing one leg at a time. 3 sets of 15 on this. Onto calf raises. So I've already put a plate on, as you can see. I'm adjusting the to lock my knees in, and I've set that out, and now simply on my tippy toes, as you can see. You want to be on your tippy toes for this one, so we don't want to be using the palm of our foot, we just want the tippy toes on the pad, and we are going to drive our heels up. Even if you're sitting with no weight, you'll be able to feel a contraction there. Onto lunges. So with these standing static lunges, I call them, you're just standing straight, you're putting one leg in front of the other, and making sure that back leg's nice and far back. Alternatively, you can do moving lunges, so you can get a little bit more stretch. And then the finisher, a little 10-minute incline walk, or alternatively 10 minutes on the Stairmaster. Of course, if it feels too easy, increase the speed on the Stairmaster, or increase the incline and the speed on the treadmill, and you'll feel a proper burn by the end of this in your legs. That's going to be all for this basic workout. Let me know how you found it, and if you tried it, and like and sub for more.